I don't know about you, but I feel like life is very short. I feel like I need to create shortcuts to try to speed up my rate of learning, my rate of growth, because I want to do a lot of big things. I want to build businesses. I want to learn to code. I want to build stuff with that coding. I want to have great relationships. I want to travel. I want to do all these things. And to do all of that, you need to find these shortcuts. You need to find these ways to be more efficient.
I got it figured out.
My name's Max. I run an agency. I think I have a pretty good life right now. I get to travel a lot. I also code. I build things on the side. I've got a particular project called Foresight I'm working on right now. And I think I can do all of that because I've got very good at finding efficient ways to learn and grow, which has allowed me to be more efficient in how I manage my life.
I say, yes, sir. I sure did.
And I think that you can split up this learning into different categories. So at the top, it's just really hacking away at it on your own. So say you're trying to learn to code or you're trying to figure out relationships, you just hack away at it completely on your own. You play, you A/B test, you fiddle, and you learn from that testing. And then beyond that, you have things like podcasts, books, Audible. I absolutely love Audible. These are secondary learnings from other really experienced people where you start to have some form of mentoring from that person to learn that particular skill set, whatever it is. And then you go into group live sessions of some kind. Someone's giving you actual coaching in some form of a group, so you get to consume their knowledge. And this is that next level into this kind of pyramid. And then the last one, in the way I've described it, is one-to-one coaching. So one-to-one coaching is the one I want to talk to today because I have found this to be the biggest shortcut in my day-to-day life to crushing new skills, to understanding things in far more depth, and to really shortcut myself past 1,000 small mistakes which I likely would have made in each different part of my life without the coaches that I've worked with. In terms of my experience so far, at the very beginning, I mean, if you go way back, I used to have a career in sales actually, and so I had various coaches within that world. I had my manager at the time who basically just cracked the whip on me well. And taught me many lessons around sales, and that iteration, combining that one-to-one coaching with him, with me hacking away at it, those two forms of learning meant that I basically essentially mastered the skill of sales much earlier on in my life. And then I moved into running my own businesses. So with my first startup, Eco Companion, I had a guy who his surname is Sykes. He runs a very large cottage company in the UK. So he was an amazing mentor for me. He was someone that had built a company up into many millions in the space that I was working in of ecotourism. So that helped me to fast track my learning there. I also met somebody who was in the growth hacking space who managed to fast track my growth hacking knowledge. So back when Twitter growth hacking was a big thing, and then Insta growth hacking. And just me learning that Twitter and Instagram growth hack with this particular coach helped me to go from making essentially no money to a 10K a month agency within around 3 months of working with this particular coach. So it was really transformative, and I still use so much that I learned from that. Even though I'm not really in the growth hacking space anymore, I still use so many of those lessons from that one-to-one coaching I had there.
It was priceless.
And then after that, I moved into other kind of areas. I joined a great community called the Dynamite Circle, which is this community of business owners. And I found many different mentors through that, but in particular, certain people that taught me ads. So I am now a specialist in Facebook, Google, and LinkedIn ads. And I have paid many, many thousands of pounds to different mentors over the years in each of those different platforms. Like, why I am good at ads is not because I just figured it out. It's because I paid professionals
Obvious.
who really were good at what they did to teach me their skills one-to-one, back and forth between the two of us. That's how I learned in such a short space of time, and it's been transformative. And then more recently, I'm working with a lady called Jodie. So this is more of a holistic business and life coaching that we're doing together. And again, this has been really transformative. She's helped me in so many small ways, so many decisions that I've had to think through, because ultimately she built up her own agency. She managed to sell that very successfully. She's now working on her own SaaS stuff, which is similarly to me.
Yes, girl.
So she's been through the similar experiences. And so again, I can help to shortcut lots of the mistakes that I might make when it comes to things like coaching. In particular, I'll give a shout out to Coach Vox, which is a great platform to find coaches. So this is something that we'll talk about later about where to find these people, but it's a great platform, and that's what I work with Jodie through. So I've had these different coaches all through my life, and each time they have really given me these massive bumps. Like the first times I built an ecotourism business and I actually gained investment of 180,000. That was really because of my growth hacking coaching. And then the fact that I could build an agency out of that was also from my growth hacking coaching. And then going into ads, I now have a very successful ads agency. I've been running it for many years now. And that was again, thanks to the coaches, consultants that I worked with through learning and discovering ads. And then now much more recently, my agency thriving and succeeding was thanks to the coaches that I've worked with more recently there.
Well, hell yes, I'm doing the best I can.
So they really have made massive jumps each time I've brought on a new coach into my life. So it's something that I would highly recommend. So let's dig into how you might do that. So the first step is finding one. So one of the things you can do is use Coach Vox, and it's a great platform with loads of amazing coaches that can help you in many ways. I also have a fitness coach, for example, called AJ Morris. So he helps me in that other ways. There's fitness coaches on this platform. There's lifestyle coaches. There's all sorts of different types of coaches that are available. So that's a great place to go. And then we have other ways, which is literally just Googling it. Like for example, my Google Ads consultant, I Googled it. My Facebook Ads consultant, I found through the community that I'm in, the Dynamite Circle. So it's a big wide variety. My experience is go into this, try people out, and just have a short-term view with them initially. And then if you feel like you're gaining value and they're bringing knowledge to you in the right way, and the things they're saying make sense, then stick with them. You do have to be intelligent yourself. You have to be aware that some people will offer coaching and just don't know what the hell they're doing.
Cheeky dog.
So you do need to have your own sanity checks on the quality of the coaching that you're receiving. But generally speaking, you can just go out and Google it. You can go into different social networks. Referrals are really good, of course. So if you can find somebody else who does have a coach, then ask them who they're using and try to get that same coach, because realistically, if it's worked for someone, it's going to work for you too. And then there's the money. There's a question of money, and this is always a bit of a scary, daunting one, and it's often a decent investment. So I have paid between £50 to around £250 per hour for coaching. And so this sounds like a lot, but if you can give yourself the new skill set of, for example, Facebook ads, you could likely get a job for between £40,000 to £100,000 a year. And you could potentially start your own business. You could build your own business. So if you've already got a business, and then you can suddenly learn Facebook ads, or you could learn whatever the other skill set is, coding, you could build an entire new business. And so imagine the value there is in that. The value of that is unlimited. You could be a billionaire technically from that process. This is obviously not in most cases, but this is the point, is that it's completely unlimited. So spending £100, £150 for say a session every other week or every week for 6 months might cost you a few £1,000s, but the value you're going to get back from that is at least in the tens of thousands of pounds, at least 10x. It's wildly beneficial. It's wildly good return on investment in my eyes. So that's the rough range, £50 to £250. Just be respectful of what they ask for. Often the people that you're going for, if they're the best of the best, will either not care about the money because they just love doing it and they want to help you out, so they'll give you a very cheap rate. And sometimes they will ask for a high rate because they're just so busy, they just need to make it worth their time. Either way, you just say yes. You're happy to pay them what they need. Just make it easy for them. It's them giving you their time, so you need to be respectful of that.
I think that's fair.
And step 3 is actually commit. So lots of people might do it for a month, 2 months. You really need to stick to these types of things to at least, I'd say, 6 months. And within that as well, actually commit to the work. So just because a coach is telling you a bunch of things, it doesn't mean that it actually delivers. So with my fitness coach, it doesn't matter how good a fitness coach is. If I keep eating donuts and don't go to the gym, I'm still going to be a fat bastard.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
If I, follow my Facebook ads consultant, but I don't then practice the things that they have taught me within clients or on my own ads, then I'm not going to learn Facebook ads either. So you need to commit. You need to be the best student. You need to be the cliche, stereotypical geek in the back of the class or in the front of the class when you were back at school. That is the answer. I remember when I did a digital marketing course, I was the one sat at the front. I was the one asking all the questions. And so I was the one who took the most out of that course. course and learnt the most, and took that skill and really made it something into a business for myself. So be the geek, be the enthusiastic, over-enthusiastic student of that coach. And yeah, ultimately from all of this, it has transformed my life. Like, I've been able to grow and thrive now and build a great business, which is very profitable. But also beyond that, I built better relationships. I've become friends with these people. They've become good long-term parts of my life, and they've also helped me with things outside of just business or paid ads. Just because I have a Google Ads consultant, it doesn't mean I'm just learning Google Ads. We talk about the agency, we talk about life, we talk about family, all of these other things which are crucial to having a full life. So this is the other hidden benefit, I think, of being around these very intelligent, very interesting, highly skilled people with coaching. So hopefully this has inspired you to fiddle with this idea of trying to find a coach. What is the skill set that you'd be interested in learning? I'd love to hear that. Maybe I can, help to cover that in the channel or bring somebody on. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.